Hello. How's it going? God, my hair is getting so long. I kind of like it though. I do have a haircut booked in for next week, but it's not to cut it short. It's just to like trim it, and like what I don't like the most is like the sides, which I have trimmed myself once already. They would be horrific otherwise. But my hair is kind of going like Korean, like K-pop star, I feel. I love East Asian haircuts, so I'm not mad at it. Hi, how's it going? I am still reading Hero of Ages. For some reason, I've been really like, oh, I don't want to read. And not specifically this book, but just in general, like, not using sprints has been bad. Like, I've been really reluctant to read. I have been playing a new game, though. I've been playing a new game. It's not new, it came out in 2018, but new to me. It's called RimWorld, and it's like survival city builder. Like, you've crash landed on a planet, and you have to like create a village and stuff, and like it uses random events for like things to happen, and it's really funny. I would maybe play it on stream at some point, but I'm actually really relying on sprints to read at the moment, so there's that. But yeah, I am Hero of Ages. I'm 51% of the way through, so since Sunday I've read like 7% of it, which isn't like nothing, you know. It's not like 2 pages. What's 7% of how much is it? Like 600? My internet's really slow, by the way, so if it's like nearly 50 pages. It's 42, it's not nearly, it's more like nearly 40. Like, that's not that bad, but also for 4 days, 3 days, no, 4 days, because I've had all of today as well, but it's fine. We're gonna get a lot read tonight, I think. I've still been ill. I've got like a kind of like a flu. I don't really know what it is. Like, I feel like one day last week I woke up with a sore throat, and then at one point my sinuses were a bit funny, but not like blocked. Like, I could still breathe fine, but it was just like, you know. And then the whole 2 weeks I've had like headache, like really dull, like minor, but like when I tried to go to the gym, I just can't. Like, I'm like dead to the world. I went on Monday this week and I nearly died, I feel like. And it's really pissing me off because I just want to be well. And paracetamol was doing nothing. Ibuprofen has kind of done a little bit. Not loads, but like a tiny bit. But I'm doing shit on Tuesday and Wednesday. So if I'm not well by then, I'm just going to force myself to... I will be doing the things that I have planned. I refuse to not do them, so... Hey, Bren. Finally reading Heavenly Tyrant. Yes! Have today and tomorrow to finish it. I'm only halfway through. To be fair, it's such an easy read. Like, it's such a quick read. Like, I thought, because I loved it so much. Like, I genuinely... Even though it's heavy... It's not really fantasy, it's more like sci-fi. It's heavy sci-fi. And it's longer. I just find it really quick to get through. So hopefully you'll get through a lot tonight. Surely you'll get through at least like 100 pages. That's my goal for you today, Ren. Hey Hannah, hey Mal. I love it. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it needs a trim though. I don't know, it just needs to be like, it was cut initially in the way where it was like short. That made no sense. It was cut initially in a particular way that looks good when it's short. So I think it just needs to be like tidied up a bit, especially like when I initially wash it, it goes very fluffy and like kind of square, like helmet-esque, and I really don't want that. So it's fine after a few days. It's a bit greasy. I've heard of RimWorld. Honestly, it's so fun, and I'm really bad for like playing a bit of a game and then falling off because I just like lose interest. But I've played 12.6 hours so far. That's me like literally looking at my Steam. Over a couple of days. Over like 5 days. So I don't know. I'm enjoying it. It's going well. What else is going on? Well, what I'm doing next week is on Tuesday. I have booked myself a tattoo in Sheffield. Can I afford this? No. Am I putting it on my credit card? Yes. I was right. Hear me out. I'm going to Birmingham on the first week of March, and I intended to like book all of my stuff that I usually do in Birmingham, which is get a tattoo. I've got a boudoir shoot I'm still meant to be doing that I paid for ages ago, like over a year ago, and I just put it off because I was feeling like shit. And in general, just like see my friends and like see my tattoo artist who's done my like bookish tattoos. But my tattoo artist, my go-to artist is based in Sheffield. Oh my god, how cool. It is I Am Rabbit Lab is their I'll show you their Instagram actually. Oh fuck, just accidentally closed the Instagram tab. They work at Tenacious Tattoo in Sheffield. I have never been to Sheffield in my life, but it came up on my like Instagram discovery, or like it was like suggested for me in my feed because god, ADHD. Going back to what I was saying, my normal tattoo artist in Brum who has done my bookish tattoos, my Red Rising and my Sabriel tattoo, my Mogget tattoo, she like rejected both of my ideas for a tattoo. To be fair, they weren't bookish, like, so I do get it. And she's very, very popular. She has like 15,000 followers on Instagram, and like she's fully booked all the time, so like she doesn't have to accept every piece. But I gave her like a game one idea, and then I gave her like an anime idea, not meant to be in those styles, like meant to be in her style, which is like foresty witchy blah, but she was just not keen. So I was then thrown out onto my ass, metaphorically and in my head, and honestly, I swear to god, guys, every like symptom of autism that I finally come around to like admitting that I have, rejection sensitivity was the one that I clung on to. Like, I don't have that, like I'm not like, if someone, like, I think I was thinking about it too literally. Like, I don't get upset if someone rejects me because I'm like, oh yeah, sure, but I was thinking of it in like a romantic sense, or like, I don't know, like other senses that weren't normal day-to-day things. But when my tattoo artist came back to me and was like, hey, this isn't really like my thing, I went into like a spiral. Like an actual, like nearly like full depression, like, oh my god, my life is over. And not just because she rejected me and I felt like I was ruminating on it, I was thinking about it all the time. I was like staying up thinking about it, and I was like, oh my god, did she think I was being rude when I replied and said no problem? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I was just like overthinking everything about the interaction. And then also, oh my god, where was I was about to say something. I was overthinking it. Oh, and then I came back and was like, this idea surely she'll love, and then she didn't. Oh, but also the idea, like, I'd planned to do this, like go on that week, have a tattoo. That was the plan, and it has been my plan for like 5 months. Not 5 months, more like 3 months. Like 3 months, and then it was like, yeah, you can't do this anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, I hate everything about this. Like, I want to. So I then decided to like look through Instagram, look at artists near me. I was looking at Cardiff tattoo artists. I was looking at Swansea ones, but like the better artists do tend to be in like slightly bigger cities, because obviously more population and blah blah blah. So I kept looking, and I was seeing ones that I kind of liked, and I was a bit like, I don't want to rush into an idea. Like, I just hate it. I just don't want it. So then I was just sad. Like, really, like, I've thought about it constantly for the past, like, 2 weeks, I think ago, she rejected me. Like, I've just been thinking about it the entire time. And then on my page came up the tattoo artist that I've now booked in with. Um, first of all, female, love that. A lot of the ones that do anime and like stuff that I like, anime and games, like tend to be guys. And I'm not even gonna lie, the one time a guy has tattooed me, I like hate the tattoo. So, whatever, it's fine. Oh, you go to Beth Blood X Moon Tattoo, who used to work at Tenacious Tattoo. I love that studio. Oh, good. That's what a coincidence. There's an amazing coffee shop around the corner. Ooh, I'll have to check them out because basically it's a 4.5 hour drive, right? Which is a long time. But I was kind of planning on either like white knuckling it and just driving the entire time, like obviously stopping to like pee and stuff, like, but I was gonna maybe leave at like 5 a.m. And get there for like, well, maybe like 5:30 and get there for 9, but that also gives me time. The appointment starts at 11, so that gives me a bit of time to go grab some breakfast. Obviously I'll eat something in the car beforehand. Pop in on your way past. Maybe I'll come to yours the night before again, Mal. So I have 1 hour less to drive. There's an amazing coffee shop. Yeah, so I might check that out beforehand. They're allowed, but it still sucks. Yeah, I have like 25 tattoos, and the most I have by one artist, Beth, is 4. Yeah, the most I have by one artist is 3 currently. And it's a guy who lives up in Glossop, which is also really fucking far away. Like even when I lived in Brum, he was like a 2.5 hour drive away because he lives like Glossop is like to the east of Manchester. It's just so far. And as well, other tattoo artists that I've had in the past have like moved further up north somehow, like further away from me, you know? Anyway, this artist does like, this is the stuff that she does in general, like this style, but it tends to be like dark lines with some dot work, and then like dot work shading, and then like red seems to be like her main kind of highlight. And you can see that she's got loads of Jujutsu Kaisen pieces. Like this is sick. But this was the one that I liked the most from her. This is Chozo from Jujutsu Kaisen, who is fucking cool. He's sick. And then also this arm piece, which has Gojo, Geto, and like Sukuna's. This on the hand, sick. I don't think I would get this on my hand though. Like I want something to match this vibe, which is why I am gonna save this arm for the same artist. But I have asked for, and there's Yuta as well from Jujutsu Kaisen. Like she just has a lot of like red. Red is her highlight. You can tell, you can see, but she just has really cool stuff, you know. And so she put on her story that she was doing discounted days. So her day sitting is usually 450 quid, but she had 3 dates in March that she was looking to February she was looking to fill for 350. And like if you know tattoos and you know tattoo artists, like £100 is such a big discount. I know like to everyone that seems big anyway, but like for tattoo artists, like some of them you can go up to like 650 a day, like depending on like their expertise and stuff. So like to go from 450, which to me is like a good artist, like I would really trust them if they have that amount, if they can charge that amount, if that makes sense. To be discounted a whole 100 quid, I was like, fucking get me in there. And in addition to this, I'm going to a gig in Bristol on Wednesday, and she had a free day on Tuesday. So basically, I don't show you this anymore. Basically what I've done, I just love efficiency, guys. Like this is just scratching my brain in the correct way. Plans being efficient, like to my specification is like, mwah, chef's kiss. I'm finally happy. Like I don't want to kill myself, you know? Like like actually. I'm gonna go to Sheffield on Tuesday, stay the night in Sheffield on Tuesday with my friend from school, who I've not seen for like 8 years. I just messaged him and was like, hey, I know you live there. Wanna do something? And then he offered a spare bed, so I was like, sick, thank you. And then the next day, I'm gonna drive back through to Bristol and then go to the gig in Bristol and stay at my other friends in Bristol. So, only having to leave the house once and then coming all the way back, perfect. I hope that makes sense to some people. Which one do you hate? I don't okay, hate is a big word, but he did things with it that I didn't like. It's my chest one, my like, I don't know if it will, my butterfly. So it goes through my other tattoo, and I asked him to not do that, and he basically just did it anyway. And also that like the whole experience was just really bad. Like he wouldn't let me take many breaks. I mean, obviously I could have just insisted, but you know, like when you feel pressured to like carry on, like it was like that. And then he like charged me more as well for like the next time, even though he insisted it could be done in one day, and then it wasn't. Like it was just like not, like I don't like it. And then it's turned out like it's not lasted well. So like the naked eye, like normal eye probably is normal. Like I overanalyze it because it's on my own body. But I would like someone to just blast over it. Like completely just blast over it. Just get rid of it, or like rework it maybe, you know, make it better than it is, because it's just pissing me off. It's not in a major way, I'm not really like super bothered, but eventually I'll get around to like someone touching it up and like making it better probably. Yikes. Yeah, I know. I'm the same. Once had a gig in Belfast and a tattoo in Sheffield 4 days apart, so turned it into a car camping trip. Exactly. Like, why do I have to leave the house more than once? Let's just create one long leaving the house time. I wanted to speak about Illumicrate today because I forgot to last week. If anyone cares about spoilers for what comes in the Illumicrate boxes, as in which book, let me know, and I can like wave when we're done. I don't fucking know, but I want to talk about spoilers for the upcoming months. So March, I'll need to skip it soon if I am gonna skip it. Oh, I forgot that I'm actually subscribed to fucking Afterlight as well, but I've skipped so many in a row. I only subscribed to Afterlight to get the Ashley Herring Blake book in November, like the Christmas one. And for some reason I've not cancelled it. I think there's meant to be a lot of queer ones, especially sapphic ones, coming up the middle of the year. So I think I kind of just left it on. But at the same time, you can buy Afterlight books so cheap, like probably even cheaper than cost, because not that many people give a shit about them. So in hindsight, I should probably just cancel my Afterlight. I'm gonna cancel it. Thanks guys for your input. This is me just talking through it. So March's pick on Goodreads has a 3.49, which is kind of crazy. I'm gonna be vague about it until unless for a few minutes unless someone says don't fucking spoil it for me. Yeah, it's got a 3.49, which isn't great, but again, it only has 139 ratings because obviously it's not out yet. So there's okay, the top one is a 4-star, and then a 2-star, and then a 2-star, then a 4-star, then a 3, then a 2, then a DNF, and then a DNF. Ooh. I have a couple of Afterlight books I got from Vinted for so cheap. Like one was £5. Yeah. So I think I'll just please. Illumicrate. The new Illumicrate website is so weird. Anyway, so I am going to spoil the March book now, just so you know. This is going to be the March book, The Prince Without Sorrow. Yeah, it's got a 3.49, which is not great. But apparently it draws an inspiration from an Indian ancient empire. It's a debut author, first in a trilogy. A series of hunted witches, romantic angst, and political intrigue. Perfect for fans of the Hurricane Wars, which is famously bad, and the Jasmine Throne, which I famously hate. A prince born into violence, seeking peace. He's an outcast. Oh, see, again, I'm like bored of worlds where magic is outlawed, like witches are being hunted, like that kind of stuff. Like, I am just bored of it. I think from this kind of ancient empire, you could do so much more with that setting than like a generic YA plot, you know? And it's gonna be enemies to lovers, isn't it? Realistically. Romantasy. Queer. Prince Ashoka. And Shakti. I'm trying to... posing as a maidservant, so I'm going to assume this is a woman. And this is a man. So, when it says queer... Again, I'm like, okay, like maybe one of them's bi, maybe Shakti could be non-binary. Oh no, her aunt, nope, female pronouns. Okay. Ashoka, does he have? Yeah, his father. Okay, so no non-binary. So like, what makes it queer? Is one of them just bi? Like, I understand, like, as a bi person who was in a straight facing relationship for like 7 years. 7 years? It was 5. Why have I just added time to that? For like 5 years. Like, I get, like, bi people still exist when they're in a straight relationship. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they do. Okay, but like, I feel like that's all we see. I feel like all we see is this. You know? Fine. Yeah, I'm probably gonna skip this one. Yeah, it's just the bad reviews. Like, let's have a quick look at some of the reviews. Did not enjoy this. Shakti is a witch. Yeah. And he's a pacifist prince. God, grow up. No coherence. Yeah, so it's gonna be enemies to lovers. I can't even, like, I don't even want to read this, like, review, you know? Shivering, shaking in a corner right now. Shut up, Mal. It's fine. But, like, this is what, like, you still exist, obviously, but I feel like in books, and even in, like, media in general, like, people, like, laud, like, oh my god, they've got bi representation. And it's like, do they, though? Like, just because they've, like, mentioned that they are. Like, case in point, actually, is Zixian in Iron Widow. She's bi. Like, canonically, she is bi. But for me, like, that representation isn't, like, such a huge fucking deal. Like, oh my god, we have a bi main character. Crazy! Like, best representation ever. Like, woo! Like, to have it be... Say the other male MLM stuff wasn't in there, and then this was marketed as a queer book. It's like, no, because queer is not, like, the focal point, you know? Like, it's like that she happens to be bi. Cool. She's thought about kissing women before. She did kiss a girl when she was younger. That, like, okay. Fine, I guess. Like, you know, do you get what I mean? This is from personal experience, though. Like, a lot of people don't care. Yeah, so I'm skipping March. Yeah, I haven't heard great things from it. I've skipped a Loom Crate, yeah. Having 2 boyfriends does erase the bi, sorry. How can you cope with more than one man? Literally, well, it's that I want 2 boyfriends, and I want the boyfriends to be boyfriends. Yeah, I didn't notice she was bi until they mentioned her kissing a girl once, like 30 pages ago. Yeah. Yeah. From what I remember rereading it at the start of Jan, it's mentioned so briefly in the first book. Like, almost, you could very much miss it. It's not explicit. It's just like a mention of her thinking about something ages ago, and then in Heavenly Tyrant, which obviously you've just passed the bit where they do explicitly say like she kissed a girl when she was younger and blah blah blah. So it's just a bit like, yeah, okay, sure, slay girl. you do you. Anyway, moving on to April, May, and July, because the emoji hints came out. And Autumn Book Reads, Goat, has done the thing where she tells us what they mean. So, April, we've got a magic tournament, which I love. I love tournaments, I love trials, anything like that. An amateur detective, and with enemies like these, who needs friends? So, this is the Raven Scholar. New voice in epic fantasy. So this is an adult epic fantasy. Imperial intrigue, cutthroat competition. So there's been 24 years of peace. Burson the Brusque must end his reign. 7 contenders compete to replace him. See, I love this type of shit. I love this setting. Then one of them is murdered. So it falls to Nima Kra, the Emperor's High Scholar, to find the killer before the trials end. She has to untangle a web of deadly secrets whilst competing against 6 warriors with their own backstories, blah, 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 blah. If she succeeds, she'll win the throne. This sounds like okay. I don't know, like, I like tournaments, I like trials, but I'm not, like, super gripped by this. Like, I feel like within, like, the subplot of this, which is this kind of, like, untangling a web of deadly secrets, I feel like this is quite generic, you know? Oh. Time to get banned. Okay. Yep, there we go. Sorry. Just banning a bot. Yeah, this, like, I don't know if I'll keep this one. Out of everything, I feel like this is, like, maybe the one I would keep. I know that Goldsboro are doing an edition of this, and Waterstones are doing an edition of this, so it seems like it's gonna be, like, popular. But Goodreads may tell another story. If it decides... Is that what it's called? The Raven Scholar? Yeah. Oh, there we go. God, it's being so slow. Let me know if anything goes down or, like, is bad, by the way. Okay, so in contrast to... this has more ratings as well. So the Prince Without Sorrow had 139 ratings and had a 3.49. This has 156 ratings, has a 4.55. Now, again, that's not a lot of ratings, so this will likely go, like, creep down when it comes out. But that sounds, I mean, that seems good, you know? She is a white woman, American. Oh, no. Derby, she's the UK. It would be nice to have a British author. 4 stars. Epic Fantasy is back. That's a fellow author, so I wouldn't so much trust that. A fantasy story that blended in elements of a mystery novel. See, I like mysteries and I like plot twists, but I just feel like fantasy books don't do them very well. I love the American cover of The Prince Without Sorrow. I wish it was a different book. Yeah. They do get pretty, like, pretty covers. I'm not keen on this cover for this, I'll be real. I'm hoping Illumicrate Complete changes this cover, because it's kind of, like, weird to me. Like, it's kind of just... It's a lot of purple. A lot of purple. And purple is my favorite color, so... World building, mythology, characters... There are competitions for the throne. The plot didn't really grab me. I might keep this one. This is a contender to be kept, to be honest. I'll probably see how March goes and see, like, come back and look at the reviews again and see what it says. Okay, so May. Okay. May is A Song of Legends Lost. Another epic fantasy. Oh, I like science fantasy. Science fantasy is a plus for me. So another adult epic fantasy. Unforgettable tale of revenge and rebellion. An inexperienced king implements a doomed plan to end a 1,000-year war. The people of thine lands know their history. The kingdom once belonged to the Scathed people. It's kind of a weird name, not gonna lie. Until their grey-blood servants rose up and slaughtered them. Okay. Driving them out to the Fever Lands. Again, a bit of a weird name. Thousands of years later. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so a commoner accidentally invokes a powerful spirit. Okay. A Song of Legends Lost. That sounds kind of good. Let's have a look. I think this is a... Okay, 4.13 so far. Again, there are only 30 ratings. We can't really go off that a lot. Long! 640 pages. That's crazy. I feel like Illumicrate has not done a lot of, like, epic fantasy. You know? Like, I feel like they've done a lot of normal adult fantasy, if that makes sense. Like, nothing like not 640 pages worth. You know? What have we got so far? It's a bit long. The cast is full. Ancestral magic that can be used in battles is interesting to me. And this is a debut novel. If you enjoy epic fantasy with no spice, this is a must-read. Why does everything have to be on, like, a spice scale? Most, like, adult epic fantasy doesn't tend to have sex scenes in it. So why do you have to specify that? That's kind of strange. 5 POVs in this book. That is crazy. I wonder what, Oh, again, another British author. Born in London's East End. I wonder what nationality... I mean, obviously she's English, but I wonder what, like what ancestral... What's the word? Roots? Like, what roots she's pulling from here? Like, is it East Asian? Is it South Asian? Ayinde sounds like maybe South Asian? Possibly? But that, yeah, I'm interested. The magic system sounds cool. And I like epic fantasy. So again, this might be one I keep. Which would be interesting, because I've barely kept any Illumicrate for the last, like, 2 years. And then the last one is A Treachery of Swans. Which... What? Brigitte's book. Why is everyone saying about... Who's Brigitte? I'm so confused. Oof, I'm skipping July. What's wrong with July? Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize there were 4 books in this post. I'm literally so stupid. I was like, who the hell is Brigitte? Like, they used to put 3 at a time rather than 4. I'm so stupid. So this is a lesbian young adult fantasy romance. A sapphic retelling of Swan Lake. Okay. Raised by a sorcerer, Odile, which is like Odette, obviously, has spent years preparing for the heist of a lifetime. Impersonate a princess, infiltrate the palace, steal the enchanted crown. Or see, this is just so YA fantasy to me. Like, all of this just seems very YA fantasy. And the thing is, you could have like a predictable plot as long as your characters are really strong. You could have a predictable plot and people will like enjoy the book regardless, or I will enjoy the book regardless. So but I don't believe. See, looking at this cover as well, I just know they're gonna do a beautiful cover of this. Like, I just know the edition of this is gonna be so pretty. So I might have to just keep it based on based on that. Like, I would really want to love this, but I just have a feeling like it's gonna just read like every other YA fantasy. You know? A treachery of swans as well. Like, the name is just like a something of something. Like, ugh, I just don't trust it, you know? I have so many books to read in my life. So when it just gives like 4 point. That's a cool cover. I wonder if that's the American one. Margaret K. McKeldry books. That's kind of like, that gives gothic to me, whereas this cover gives like YA fantasy. This gives like gothic, like S.T. Gibson gothic, you know? So maybe. I mean, it's only got like 20 ratings. 40 reviews but 20 ratings. Oh, it's because people just... It's only got 20 ratings. French Gothic Sapphic Swan Lake meets Phantom of the Opera retelling. Okay, so most of these aren't actual reviews from ARC people, but it is in June, so I'm not surprised there's not that many reviews yet. I tell you what I will do is I'm going to hop onto NetGalley and try and get some ARCs of these so that I can know beforehand. Hopefully they'll change the cover to the Swans one. Yeah, this is gorgeous. And seeing that's giving like very Black Swan to me, you know? Like, that is really cool. I love this. That's so much to unpack. Yeah, it is a lot. But I would keep this. I would happily keep this. See, judging a book by its cover, if I saw this cover alongside this and read this, I would probably give it more of a chance than this cover. This cover is giving paperback, whereas this cover's giving hardback, you know? Like, I wouldn't... Like, paperbacks tend to be more huge text, don't they? With, like, less, like, illustration, you know? But that's also a maybe. But, yeah, during this first sprint now, I'm probably going to hop on NetGalley and request all of these. So, this is the one that everyone in the comments is going crazy about. And I think that this is Manacled. Am I right? Or Alchemized? It's a Hermione fanfic, I'm pretty sure. Because someone said, I don't want... No, Alchemized is something else. What is this? Someone said something about Hermione. Hang on, let me find it. Oh, it's gone. I saw a comment earlier. Oh, it's just repeating the comments. That's so annoying. Everyone's like, definitely getting July. Couldn't have hoped for anything better for July. July keep. The more I think about April and July, I'll get so pumped for July. Like, everyone's wanting July, which is this one. Been so disappointed by Unu Crazy. Excited for July. July's box. April and July. That's crazy. Okay. The irresistible urge to fall for your enemy. Not another Hermione fanfic. Yeah, this is what frightens me. I'm just sick of fanfic in general being taken and made into books that aren't edited properly, you know? So this has got 291 ratings and it's got a 4.51. So this is very high. But I don't trust romancy readers. And I say that as a romancy reader. I don't, like, it's so much more subjective, I feel, than, like, any other genre. Because these people just be horny and they just be given 5 stars because they were horny, you know? And that's fine. But it means I don't trust this fucking rating. Member of the Fire and Order of Assassins is in dire need of healing. The only healer who can help is a member of the enemy order. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm here for the Dramini fanfic authors to traditional published authors timeline. Now, okay, so apparently this isn't just a fic that she's written and then like slapped different names on. It isn't a repackaged version of this fic that she wrote. This is a new story, but it just features a lot of her favorite tropes. And let's be real, the characterization of these characters is probably going to be very Draco and Hermione. I mean, look, he has silver hair. Oh, like, be serious. You tell me this isn't like a grown-up Draco and Hermione, like AU. But I'm glad that it's not a fic that she's written already that they've just picked up and published and are publishing. And to be honest, I read a lot of fanfiction, and a lot of fanfiction is very good. But it just tends to be that when you take fanfiction and then just like publish it with different like names of the characters, it falls apart because you don't have, like, the reader doesn't have the established world building and basics in their head, and even like character backstory from the original work. So it can be like very hard to prop up a fanfiction when it is traditionally published. No, we do not. You can't give a book less than 3 stars because the author worked hard. They should have worked harder. Sorry. No, literally. I'm so serious. Like, I see that all over the Reddit and Facebook pages that I'm on, like, to do with reading, particularly in romance. And everyone's like, oh my god, the author works so hard. Like, I just can't give it more than, like, less than 3. Work harder. Work harder. I fear the pink and purple is more YA. I missed that one. But yeah, that's about the swans one. But yeah, I mean, this sounds fine. Like, this sounds, I would definitely give this a go. And in particular, I would probably keep this. And then if I read it and didn't like it, it seems like it would be very easy to sell on at cost. So my average rating for Jan was like 2.6. You're not like other girls though, Molly, okay? You're not like other girls. You actually have a brain and, like, think critically when you read. And again, if people don't do that, that's fine. People can read however the hell they want to read. But it means I'm not going to fucking trust your opinion when I want to pick something up or get a recommendation. But I trust your opinion, Molly. So, I could actually make cases for each of these, like, for keeping each of these books. But again, I am definitely going to try my absolute best to get, arcs of these. I've been rejected for, like, the last 3 arcs that I requested, and it's, like, really rude, actually, I think. I mean, my percentage read is not the greatest, but, like, come on. Give me a chance. I do need to update my, what's the word? Like, my profile, though. Like, I need to update my description and stuff, because it still says about BookTube, and, like, it said about Twitter before, and I was like, oh damn, that's so out of date. Anyway, I've yapped for long enough. That was basically all I wanted to yap about. I'm gonna do the timer now. What is it? 7:45. Okay. Let's go till 8:30. See if that works. I would love. There we go. Okay, I'll see you guys back here at 8:30. I'm gonna do some stuff on NetGalley and then read. All right. See you at 8:30. Bye.
Hello.
Time to chat. I'm really cold, you know. It's been really bitterly cold today. This week, actually. This whole week. It's not helped my fluiness. I got... Where are we? Oh, hang on. I've got like 2 lines left of this chapter. Give me a sec. Okay. I'm at 57%. So... Where did I start? God. I don't even remember. I think I started at 50... No. 44%? There's no way I read 13% in that time. I'm trying to think. Maybe I did. Well, I was reading pretty fast then. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was on 44. No, oh, fuck. Why can I not remember anything? I think it's about 10% because there's no way I read 13 and I read a little bit earlier. Life is hard. It's about, I'm going to assume 10%. So maybe like 50 pages, 40 to 50 pages. That's my estimate. How did everyone else do? I'm looking forward to... Oh, my hands are cold. I'm looking forward to eating in the next sprint. I had some chips earlier, so I'm going to get my leftovers. Chips and gravy, which is super healthy and yummy. Yeah. Chips. And then I've had Maltesers. And I've had those for a while. It's been about 5 days. Quite happy that I didn't eat them all at once. Only read 7 pages! Oh, but you actually socialise with your family. Oh, I hate doing that, so. Not the vibe for me. I am really enjoying this book. A couple of things have happened where I've literally been like mouth open, like, what? And I'm only at 57%, so I just can't wait to see what else happens in this book. I'm trying to think about what I'm meant to be reading next. I'm likely to read A Sky Beyond the Storm next because I've got that on audio, and obviously I'm driving up to Sheffield on Tuesday. So I will probably listen to that in the car. But what day is it today? Thursday? Surely I'm going to finish this before Tuesday. I mean, to be fair, I've been really bad at reading outside of sprints, so maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Who knows? January was such a good reading month for me. I read like 21 books in January. Or 22? 21? I think it was 21. And then in February, I've literally only read 2 books so far, and they've both been manga. And then I've gotten 57% of this. And we're halfway through February, basically. By tomorrow is halfway through February. And that's all I've done. So January felt like 10 million years long, and then February is just like gone like that. So I would like to make sure my TBR is read this month, because I've got Finish Hero of Ages, Sky Beyond the Storm audio, and then The Song Rising, which I've got on loan from my library, so I just need to read that, otherwise I won't be able to read it for another good few months, because it's very popular. So if I had to get it again, I would have to wait ages to get the loan to come through. Song Rising, and then what else did I have? Oh, Fevered Star, which is the sequel to Black Sun, is on my list as well. So after Hero of Ages, probably likely to be Song Rising is the next like physical / ebook, like not non-audiobook version. So if I do, hopefully I'll finish this book today. Not today. It's not gonna happen today. fucking 40%. Are you kidding? That's like, there's like 300 pages left, basically. Less than that, but 250, like, I would say at least. Maybe tomorrow? I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything on any days. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. Should we do a Valentine's stream for everyone who does not have a significant other? Oh, right about 20. The struggle to lock in is so real. Oh, I hate that. I really hate that when that happens. When you really want to read, and even like you're enjoying the book, but like your brain is just like, oh, like I want to watch YouTube videos, you know? Pisses me off. It's not my favorite. I'm trying to think if I had any other things I forgot to speak about last week. There were a couple of I keep seeing like posts on Instagram that I want to discuss, and then I keep forgetting to like save them and talk about them on stream. Speaking of, though, there is one book, the Romantasy April, like Fairy Loot Romantasy. I tell you what, Fairy Loot did something really good by making a Romantasy subscription, because they were picking Romantasy like all the time, but like YA Romantasy in their like YA book, and then adult would just be normal Romantasy. It's like all they would pick is Romantasy. Take a shot every time I say Romantasy. So I am really glad that they've done a separate subscription, because people who get the adult Fairy Loot can have like fantasy books, like just fantasy. Occasionally I wouldn't mind Romantasy, but it felt like they were picking it all the time. Although I did cancel my adult Fairy Loot like a good couple of years back now, and I don't think I've liked any of the picks that I did even get from there. I don't even remember if I have read any of them, the ones that I own. Adult Fairy Loot list of books. Let's look it up. Fairy Loot adult. Oh, I don't just want 2024. I want total. Past boxes. 2023. Okay, yeah, I've got a couple of these. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I've got that, and I want to read that. I think that was the last one that I got. Oh no, I've got the Foxglove King. I've got that one. I'm In the Lives of Puppets is on here. Have I got that? I don't think I must not have got that. Feybound by Sarah El Arifi. I might have that. I know I definitely have the Foxglove King, and I definitely have the Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. Those seem like good picks though. Because the City of Brass author does the Adventures of Amina, and I've heard it's a really good book. I've been putting it off because it's one of those ones that I really want to read. I know that sounds stupid, but I just really want to read it, and like I'm scared. It puts me off. Living Legends. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. I'm pretty sure I subscribed to Fairy Loot Adult like right when it first started. Yes, Dark Academia. So their very first Fairy Loot adult was the Atlas 6, which I hated. I fucking hated that book. I bought the sequel as well. I did not buy the third one. I've still got it in my list of things that I want to sell. Like I've got on top of these shelves, I have like 60 books that I intend to sell. City of Dusk. Hang on, this is just on their website. So I've read this and I didn't like it. I still have this. I still own this. I intend to read it, but I've heard like mixed things. The Book of Night is one of the worst books I've ever read in my life. Like legitimately. HMRC I really loved. I really loved this one. So we're one for 4 currently. I really loved that one. Uh, let's go. Let's keep going. So HMRC was good. I've got this one. I've not read it yet. Oh, Babel, very good, obviously. I own this one again. Adrienne Young, though, she wrote Fable. Is it called Fable? I really hated Fable, so I've been putting off this one. And then I think I skipped this one, I believe. I did get this, but I hate this cover. I love this book. Hate this edition. I think it's really ugly. And then I must have cancelled because I definitely didn't get Emily Wilde. I didn't get Emily Wilde, which I'm kind of gutted about because I've heard really good things about it. I didn't get Emily Wilde. Yeah, I've never heard of this one. Oh, no, wait. Maybe I must have just skipped it. I must have just skipped Emily Wilde because I have this, and I skipped that as well. I have this. I have this. I must have cancelled at this point. March 2023. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like I was trying to save money around this time. And I also didn't want, so I like In the Lives of, like, I love TJ Klune. I would have liked this edition, but I think I wanted, I saw that Waterstones had an edition and it was like £10 cheaper, so I got the Waterstones edition instead. And then I don't know that. So I'm gonna assume I cancelled it around when In the Lives of Puppets came. Let's go back. Yeah, I don't have this. Chloe Gong. Forged by Blood. Yeah, I've not got any of these, so I must have cancelled it back there. Oh, this was a shit book. I've not even read it, but I can tell it. I just know it is. Swordcatcher is a good one. Feybound apparently is very good. Is apparently sapphic. I'm just looking at their picks now and making comments on it. What else have we got? The City of Stardust. That's a very pretty edition. I feel like I have this, but like a Waterstones version of something. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. A Fate Inked in Blood. I think this is romantasy. Adult romantasy. A Feather So Black. Not heard of that. Yes, Evocation, which I know you've got the nice edition, Molly, but you hated the books. Oh, I got a Fairy Loot in the Lives of Puppets on Vinted for like 15 quid. Yeah, the thing with the Fairy Loots, it's the same with the Lumicrates, to be fair, is like, it's only one in like 4, maybe 1 in 5. Honestly, maybe even 1 in 6. Like twice a year that you'll get an edition of a book that is really super hyped, and like sells out immediately, and like everyone goes crazy over it. So like overall, the subscription probably isn't worth it if you don't like read the books and enjoy the books and the picks. Like that was my issue. Was I realized after I'd collected so many of the books, I was like, I don't care to read these, and it's not worth having one that's going to be worth loads, you know. I'd heard good things about this, the Honey Witch. I like the edges as well. The God and the Gamiho. I mixed this book up with is it like To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods or something? But this is a lovely edition. I really want to read this, actually. I'm interested in reading The God and the Gamiho. I think it's Korean. I think Kim is a Korean surname, so I'm going to go with that, and not look it up because I can't be bothered. The Night Ends with Fire. I'd heard a couple of mixed things, I think, but I was still interested. This one, I don't know if I like. The premise sounds really good, but it also seems like a millennial humor type book. I don't know. This I was interested in, but also the sequel to her last series like let me down badly, so I didn't want to like try and get an edition of it. Sorcery and Small Magics. Not heard about this one. Oh, I'd heard this is lovely. Haven't you got an edition of this, Mal? This is very lovely. To be quite honest, I would maybe like get the adult fairy loot again. But their skip policy isn't as lenient as Illumicrate. Illumicrate lets you skip like a lot of times in a row. I believe the fairy loot skip policy is now 4 a year, I believe, which isn't too bad. Yes, got the Waterstones one. Yeah, I thought so. This cover is horrible. Again, that's giving paperback cover. The edges are pretty though, but exclusive redesign cover, and it's that. Are you joking? Are you serious? With the cat on the front. Yes, I remember. This is a very pretty edition. But I don't know, if I looked at like the past 12, that's December, I would want to skip 1, 2, I wouldn't skip that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, which one's this? Where are the months? February. I would like, that's on the cusp. Like, I would, out of those 12, I would definitely skip 4 of them, maybe 5 with this one. Maybe I should just get it. I really should not spend money. I'm at the point where I'm worried I'll have to cancel as 4 skips isn't enough. Yeah, I feel like 5 skips, I would be okay. You know, I feel like that would be like 6 I would be happy with. 5 is like at a push. 4 is like slightly enough. Like, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But how easy is it to get onto the adult list? I feel like the YA has a long like wait list, and maybe the romantasy is alright as well. But like the adult, is it really like a book only as well? Like not even the items and stuff. I wonder how long the wait list is. I loved Teller of Small Fortunes. Got it on Vinted the month after it came out, and there were so many on there. See, this is the thing as well. Like, there's so many editions. So many people just like sell their version anyway. The waitlists are horrendous. Ugh. As well, do you know what's really like funny? I will really not want to buy a special edition of a book after I've read it, unless it's like a 5-star like series. I want this, like I need it. Whereas like in subscriptions, I would just buy it. Does that make sense? Like I wouldn't just buy this off Vinted or whatever. Like I would have to read it and then see if I wanted to buy it. But then if I didn't give it 5 stars, then I wouldn't buy it. Which really I should do with everything, realistically, because it means I'll buy less like special editions. But I just get so like, to be honest, even with normal editions of books, like obviously you guys know the Wayward Children series is my favorite series of all time. I own only 7 out of the 10 books because the last few years, other than the most recent one, like as in January, one just came out, but like the 3 before that, I read them as soon as I could on Everand. So, or I had an ARC, so I didn't need to buy the physical edition. I want the physical edition because it's my favorite series, but I'm just so hesitant to spend the money because I'm like, yeah, but I've read it already. I got that edition of Sorcery and Small Magics from Jade because hers was bound upside down, so she got another one. Nice. Very nice. Right. I'm gonna get my feud. Shall we? Let's go to 9:30 actually. It'll only be 2 sprints today. Like 2 longer sprints today. Wow, that's only 40 minutes. That's crazy. We've yapped for so long today. But I need food. Why is it not publishing? Let's go till... Let's do 21:35 instead. So we get 45 minutes rather than 40. I hate this thing. It's so bad at updating. I really should just use something else, but I've just not found something else to use. Ah, come on! There we go. Right, I'll see you guys back here at 25 to 10, and then we will say goodnight. Alright. Bye-bye. Hello. Got distracted by reading, which is a good thing. Hello, hello, hello. I got about 4%. Once again, it's going really well. I'm having a good time. I'm probably going to go to bed and continue reading for a bit. Maybe get a cup of tea. That'll be nice. Yes, Maltesers. Yeah. I did not hit the 100 pages goal, more like 40, but still progress, and we'll continue reading for a while. Nice. 40 is still really good. To be fair, I've yapped for a long time during this stream today. More longer than I expected, so we have read less than usual. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say. I've not really got anything else on this weekend. I'm hoping I feel better by tomorrow so I can actually like go to the gym and start eating properly again. I've been eating like rubbish the past week. And Sunday we will be doing sprints once again. And hopefully I'll either have finished Hero of Ages by Sunday or I will finish it during those sprints. That would be ideal, I think, for me. But I'm really enjoying it, so I wouldn't be surprised if I got a good dent in it this evening now. I'm going to finish rewriting this section, crawl into bed and read a bit. I'll use it as my reward at night now. Yeah, to be fair, that's a good way of doing it. Audiobooks don't count. Yeah. No, never. Right. Thank you guys for joining me. It's been good. It's been a real one. And I will see you again on Sunday. Bye-bye.